A few years ago, my wife back then comes to me and she tells me that she would like to open the relationship, to have an open relationship. My answer back then was, if you want to open a relationship, our relationship has to be as stable as possible. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sagi here. I would like to talk today about polyamory versus monogamy, open relationships. This topic came to me again this weekend as a couple approached me, and I ended up over the weekend consulting them, supporting them on their relationship. And the topic of open relationship came up again inside of me, and I wanted to address the meaningful parts of it, or what one should be aware when one is opening himself up to polyamory. First of all, what we call by polyamory means loving many people. That is something that we should all encourage ourselves and others to do. However, it doesn't have to involve sex. It doesn't have to involve sexuality. Intimacy doesn't have to involve sexuality. I can be intimate with a person, very open, very sharing, very receiving and perceiving, but it doesn't have to, we don't have to exchange body fluids. So this is something to pay attention to. What is it that I really am after? I truly believe that when a person is united in himself, in herself, masculine and feminine, and a person continues to expand his or her own life, always checking those parts inside that are shaky, that are unstable, that are hurtful, then one should be content with just one counterpart, if at all. So one that is expanding his consciousness and going on a journey of expansion, what the Eastern calls a yogi. A yogi finds along the path that actually one needs less and less contact from other people, because one is becoming so sensitive, and life becomes way more intensive, and that intensity needs to be, or wants to be, fully absorbed by the person, by the yogi. So the yogi looks to unite him or herself more with nature, more with things that are already in balance. The human psyche is probably the most imbalanced thing on earth. So when you are opening yourself up to another human being, you are opening yourself to his or her emotional state, psychological state, mental state, and so on. And there is something that goes going back and forth. There is a communication, there is a transformation. And remember, communication, there's also non-verbal communication, which means touch can transfer memory, can transfer instability or harmony. So, if you're already in a relationship and you're thinking about opening yourself up to another person, imagine this for a second. A relationship, picture yourself as a relationship as a boat, right? Just that very old-fashioned boat that can have just a couple of people. And you're already sitting there, and your partner is already there with you, and maybe there are also kids around. So all of you guys are already sitting in this boat. And you have achieved a certain balance. Now you opening yourself up to another person, stepping into that boat, will shake the boat. Just think about it in a physical sense. Anything that will step itself into your current situation will automatically, naturally shake it. Which means now you have to establish rebalance. You have to establish another form of balance. And that shakiness takes a while to settle down until you find that balance inside of yourself. So get ready for that. Have open communication with your partner on how you feel, on how the other side feels, on that shakiness, on that uneven ground. And make sure that the boat is stable and the relationship with your own partner is stable before you allow anyone else to step onto that boat. For usually we are opening ourselves up to the possibility of another person outside the relationship or to enter a current relationship only when we already feel certain instability inside of us. When there's a need, when there's an unfulfilled part. For when a person is satisfied and is unified, he or she can have everything that they need from the partner, from the family, from their surroundings. Now this is being said with no judgment. We all go through our evolutionary process. But whenever we need touch, whenever we crave for touch, this is just like any other craving. Craving for chocolate, a craving for a relationship, a craving for attention, a craving for a cigarette. Craving is what we should look upon, notice, and address. And ask ourselves, where is that craving come from? Why is it there? And what do I do with it without shaking my entire world on the ones around me? For when you need to allow yourself, of course, to absorb whatever it is that you need in order for you to continue your evolutionary path, to become whole, to feel satisfied, to feel at ease, to feel at home, to be healthy. Of course, you need to do whatever is missing in your life. You need to add it into your life. You need to absorb it. You need to experience that, definitely. But understand the process and understand where it comes from and understand that you're only doing it because there is the illusion of lack inside of you. And when you are aware of that and when you are ready to look into yourself, then whatever it is that you will gain from the outside, you will integrate it into your system. And when you integrate it into your system, then you become balanced again, and then you can release the hold on whatever it is that was there, that you've summoned into your life, in order for you not to be needing to repeat the cycle. That's the whole idea. So when people come to me, and there are many out there that feel unsatisfied in their relationship. It's a normal thing. People, they look back and they inadvertently compare themselves to their parents, or the parents compare themselves to the younger generation, right? There's no need to compare. What was back then is not what it is today, from the simple reason that the new generation, the current generations, are the ones that are more rapidly evolving. And when you're more rapidly evolving, you are in constant transformation. You are achieving balance, and then you step out of balance in order to rebalance yourself. This is the transformational process, and it's never ending. It's an ongoing thing, especially here on earth in this reality. So it's only natural that you will feel you need to be with somebody else. You would like to experience something from somebody else. Information is flowing to us from all directions today, and it's overflowing, which means we see new things that our parents did not see when they were younger. It was not possible for them to see it. There was no internet, there was no intercommunication like there is today. So you are more exposed to things that have been far out there in the past, and today they are very near, they are very vivid in your life. And they lure you in, much like the flower will lure you in, or the bee in, or an insect in. This is what we call sexual energy, and it's imperative for the cycles here on earth. But understanding that it's just a cycle, and understanding that you can, if you get into the cycle, then you will be tumbling deeper and deeper into that cycle until you will summon up your own energy and power to step out and what we call break the cycle. We're not really breaking the cycle, we're just stepping away or stepping out of the cycle. And it can only be achieved once you've been fulfilled. So know how the process works, so you won't get lost in it, that you won't get hurt in it, especially that you don't hurt other people. Well, actually, you can only hurt other people when you are either hurting yourself or you're diverting hurt. So if you ask me, I choose monogamy. Always have been. There's opening yourself up. It's important and imperative for life, but then choose the people that are vibrating with your frequency. Otherwise, there is a disharmony, right? Imagine that you have a jazz band and you are welcoming a heavy metal member. There will be a disharmony. You need to find harmony. So, make sure first of all that you are stable, that you understand why you are drawn to outside things. What is it that is lacking in your life? Remember that it's just an illusion, and then go with it and fulfill it, that you don't have to repeat the cycle. And keep, as much as possible, open communication with your loved ones. Even if that hurts, open communication is clearer than no communication to most people. Thank you guys for following. If you have any questions, do leave me a comment, like or subscribe, or do whatever you want, but it's always nice to have some kind of feedback.